Greetings and welcome back to my channel, Alchemy de la Roche. In today's video, we are going to continue on the topic of demonic possession. What does demonic possession look like? What does it feel like? Is there a good demonic possession and a bad demonic possession? Is there a no demonic possession? Do we have a choice? Are we left at the whims of the energy and forces around us, or do we have some form of control over the matter? Let's dive deep and explore the different and various dimensions of this topic on demonic possession. Now, in my first video on this topic, I was bringing light to the fact that it begins when we are born, when we enter through that portal between the ethers and matter, from spirit to matter, and how some other kind of entity can just come in and move out that essence, that soul essence, which is sleeping, not aware of itself. And that vessel, that matter, flesh and blood elemental vessel, is then taken over and being used to as a conduit to walk the earth. So I posed the question in my first video about how ancient is our earth? How ancient are we? How many times have we reincarnated here? How ancient are the people around us, the CEOs, the executives, the boss players? I somehow would imagine that they are ancient and connected, obviously, because they have the information that we don't have to be able to have that amount of control and so-called success, whatever that really means. What does demonic possession feel like? Let's start there. Based on my own personal experiences, my own sensations, because this is where it's all coming from, is based on how you're feeling, right? You wake up in the morning and they say you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You got a bad attitude. You just don't feel good. You got the blues. You're like, blah. Oh, maybe it's because my period is coming or something. Maybe it's something, that I ate, or maybe it's because somebody came over to visit me. And before they came, everything was good. But then after they left, there was some kind of like a bad energy in the air. Or you go somewhere and the vibe don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's those subtle things, man. Those subtle energies that normally we just put it off as a fluke, right? We put it off as, the moon and the stars are not in alignment, or, Mercury is in retrograde, or some other kind of, reason, which maybe could be a valid reason. I don't know about the mechanics of exactly how planet Earth is being run and operated. But in order to discuss or to contemplate, what does demonic possession feel like, I think in order to have like a kind of how do you say, like a control factor, let's make concrete the idea of what's the best way to feel. Like, what should be the highest ideal for my body to feel on any given day, no matter what. No matter what's going on, what am I aiming for? I'm aiming to feel balanced. I'm aiming to feel content or contentment. I'm aiming to feel love for myself, for my accomplishments, for where I am. I'm aiming to feel love for my flaws and all, and still think that I'm awesome. I'm aiming to be of service, to live in my purpose, to move in that direction. Just like that kind of a balanced state. Or to know I just need to like do some exercise or go out and get some fresh air and just take a walk or meditate or listen to a really really good song or a subliminal or something to get me back into my middle point, my center, or maybe say the 0 point. Okay, so using that as a control factor. If you're feeling left or you're feeling right of that, so way off left or way off right, way off top, way off bottom, whatever direction, then you're not any longer in balance. So that could, sadness, anger, jealousy, insecurity, gluttony, laziness, like always tired. Not just lazy, like, you're a lazy slob and you procrastinate too much, but something is just weighing on your soul that you just cannot get up with vigor and vitality. Resentment, vengeance, everything what goes in that category of darkness, of being so consumed and controlled by all of your negative emotions that you let your heart and your feelings override your logic and your rationale and your higher mind, your higher self. That's demonic possession. Yeah, but I got feelings, I got emotions, and I feel like I have a right to express them, and why should I suppress my anger? Why should I not talk about my sadness? Well, first of all, you talk about your sadness and your misery and your depression. You make everybody else around you feel sad and depressed and miserable. You come into a room, everybody's feeling great. You all messed up and dark and pessimistic. You leave the room and everybody's feeling like crap because that shit is contagious. It's catchy. It is really catchy. And it's not to say that if you're feeling sad and you're feeling dangerous to yourself, you're not doing good on a particular day, that nobody cares, or hey, go look for a psychotherapist or a psychologist, or go drink. I think it's just about finding the wherewithal to move in a constructive direction, to say, okay, you know what? I'm feeling like shit right about now. I'm angry or I'm jealous. I'm feeling like this feeling of jealousy. I'm feeling sad and depressed. I'm feeling like a loser, man. But you know what? I'm going to take those energies and I'm going to pump it right now into some weightlifting or listening to my favorite song. I'm going to go watch a cartoon, something to make me laugh, or a comedy clip, my favorite comedian. Or going to go out in the park and just be around some people. Oh, I'm going to take me a bath and soak in a nice bath. I think the talent and the trick is to take that demonic possession, because that is what it is. These subtle energies, that force, that energy, that entity that wants to go into your body and consume you. Maybe it comes from inside of you. Maybe you just wake up with it. You don't have any idea how you got it. Or maybe you were in a place around certain people. Or maybe you were in a place where there were no people, but the vibe there is just crap. At your job, in your family. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody around you made you feel a certain kind of way. Emphasis on feel a certain kind of way. So now it's your job to let your higher mind, your higher self say, okay, you know what? I realize and I feel within myself that I'm feeling something very dark and very negative right about now. And because I am a higher intellectual mind, brain thinking spirit, I'm going to take those energies and I'm going to use it for something creative. Or heck, I'm going to sleep it off. I'm going to put some headphones in my ears and listen to a really nice, beautiful, positive subliminal. And I'm going to go to sleep and sleep this neurotoxin. I'm going to sleep this off. Because, my dear listeners, that is exactly what it is. Neurotoxins. It's your neurochemistry that's coursing through your veins, literally making you feel a certain kind of way. Now, isn't that just crazy? Like, if you could really, honestly, and truly, like 100%, beyond a shadow of a doubt, have supreme control over your vessel, your body, no matter what's going on around you, people, places, things, electrosmog, radiation, 3G, 4G, 5G, whatever kind of G it is, like no matter what, you have supreme control over your body, over your breathing, over your your energies, over your pheromones. Like you are actually the captain of your ship. Can you imagine what life would be like for you? For me, heck, it's something that I myself strive towards, having complete perfect control over my vessel. But then comes along someone who knows, or those energies around knows exactly what buttons to push on you because somehow or another they created you, right? Or they know your genetics, they know your makeup, they know your exact makeup, so they know exactly what buttons to push, and so that particular entity comes into your realm of reality and pushes your buttons, and all of a sudden you're angry, all of a sudden you're having quick sex, all of a sudden you've wolfed down a whole container of Haagen-Dazs ice cream, or like all of a sudden something has consumed you. Something has consumed you that you were no longer yourself. You were no longer present inside of yourself and did something that after the act was finished, you had terrible, deep regret. Now, wouldn't it be the most fabulous thing to have such supreme control over your vessel for the highest good? Not just because, you want to be out here like the Mac Daddy, for lack of a better word. I can't find the right word. Not that you want to be out here controlling people because, you got control over yourself, but you really want to use this vessel for the highest good. And why not? Knowing that you have been possessed and possibly still are possessed. I mean, quite possibly you are listening to this podcast, this video, this talk, and you are still possessed. Why? Because you don't have your emotions under control. You don't have your bad habits under control. You don't have any particular talent or acumen, or you haven't found your purpose yet, or you're confused, you're unclear in your head, you don't know what direction to go into. These are all demonic energies. Like don't get it twisted, as they say about this thing. I mean, think about what it feels like. Think about what it looks like. Think about how it feels to walk in your purpose, to walk in the light, to walk giving off sweet, loving, succulent, sensational pheromones that the right people are attracted to you. Think about what it looks like, how it feels to have your eating habits under control, to have your time management under control, to have your conflict resolutions capabilities under control, to set goals and to reach them because you are driven and determined and diligent. You know what I mean? Like that would be the opposite side of all that demonic possession. Because we got all kinds of demons. I mean, when we consider all the different ABC corporations, we have running this planet and the different hierarchies of government, I can only imagine that logically it would be the same way in the spirit world as well. Mega, 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 mega busy. Like there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes, which I have to say that I have a lot of respect for. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's pulling the strings. All I know is that we all been here before. This is a very ancient Planet Inc. is a very ancient organization, and there's a metaphysical government, running things, and that's what it is. So we have something called familiar spirits. They're supposed to be like these spirits that's been with your family since generations. Well, I tell y'all something. Whatever kind of familiar spirits I had from my family, man, I told them they got to go. No, for real. They have to go. I don't want them in my life anymore. I have no more use for them. I'm done. I'm just really done with all that familiar spirit stuff. I don't have any more use for them. Spirit husband, spirit wife, incubus, succubus. Yeah, I went through that phase too. From my point of view, I went through that phase too long, way too long. But it is what it is. I can't change it now. Unfortunately, I can't turn back the hands of time. But I tell y'all one thing though. I am not, will not ever fall asleep in a deep, deep slumber like that ever again. And that is my word that I'm putting out on the airwaves into cyberspace. I'm keeping my consciousness, I'm keeping my knowledge, and I'm growing every day in sound right reasoning, sound right knowledge. Because that is the A and O. The A and O, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end and the beginning again. To have knowledge. And I will not forget again. And I will not fall asleep again. And I will not be put into a deep sleep and slumber and drug intoxicated stupor ever again. Never. Not in this lifetime, not in any lifetime, not on any timeline, not in any dimension, space-time continuum, never, ever again. Because it sucks. It sucks, really. I don't like it. I don't like it, I really don't like it. It's not a nice feeling, but okay, I deal with it the way it is that I see my life now, how I live my life in the past, and I think to myself, my God, that's so embarrassing how I live my life in the past, but it was what it was because I didn't know. If you don't know, then you don't know, but now I know. So yeah, familiar spirits, spirit wife, spirit husband, entities that are sitting on top of your head, sitting on your back, on your shoulders, just hanging out around you, just sucking up all that loosh, man. Sucking up all that emotional, toxic, neurotoxic waste that your pheromones, your whole entire auric field energies be giving off. You know what I'm saying? All that suffering you be going through. Why he leave me? Why I gotta be all alone? Why I'm so broke? My job sucks, the people suck, this life sucks. I've been there, man. It's hard. It's sad. Sometimes you get really desperate and you don't know, what to do. You have no solutions. But I tell y'all one thing though, you have to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that those are all demonic energies. And you have to come into a place of being able to purify your mind, and your soul, so that the body will eventually follow. Because if it took all of those years and maybe even lifetimes to come to the being that you are, overweight, dissatisfied with yourself in whatever way, shape, and form, but now you are awake, you are aware, you see the game, you see the illusion, you got played, you were taught lies all of your life, you see it now for what it is, and you want to make it right. I wanted to say also about what does demonic possession look like. You can see demonic possession walking down the street, man. Look at yourself in the mirror. Are your eyes clear? Is your tongue clear? Are you overweight? Do you have bad skin? Do you have a bad attitude? Are you negative all the time? Do you have a toxic personality? Are you greedy, gluttonous, slothful, sneaky? Any of those things. If you are not 100% pure light in your day-to-day life, privately, behind closed doors, as well as publicly, then you might want to consider getting some kind of exorcism to help purify your mind and your soul, first and foremost. It's got to come from there first. Nothing outside of you is going to help you. I mean, you can listen to some music, you can try to find other modalities, meditation. Yeah, sure, of course, sitting in silence, sitting in darkness, dealing with yourself, right? That's good. That's the way to go. You have to. That's probably the only place to go. Because now we know that food is not going to do it. Cigarettes is not going to do it. Candy and junk food ain't going to do it. Television is not going to do it. So-called friends and family, they ain't going to do it either. Nothing. Nothing is going to help you, man. Unless you grab life by the balls and say, you know what? I'm going to sit my ass down right here in this spot, in this corner, in this darkness. And I'm not going to leave this spot until I have met every single fucking demon that I've got in my body, man, in my neurons, in my cells, in my mind, in my auric field, in my eyes, in my mouth, in my privates, in my cells, in my history, in my generation, in my family, in my friends. I'm not going to leave this spot until I have addressed every single fucking entity that there is to address that's been sucking off my negativity, off my problems, off my conflicts, off my desperation. And that's how you got to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's a process. Doesn't happen overnight, because it involves letting go of a lot of things, and that's a cathartic yet very painful process. Yeah, demonic possession. What does it feel like? What does it look like? I mean, even people who look good, attractive, handsome, charming, seemingly successful. But maybe they're a sex addict. Maybe they're a psychopath, serial killer. You don't know. Never judge a book by its cover, right? So just because, I mean, and especially now in the world that we live in, it's running rampant, this kind of behavior. You find some really nice, charming people, which is going to be the topic of my next video. You find some really beautiful, attractive, charming, intelligent, nice people, and they are the worst ones. You think, wow, such nice people, so understanding, so smart, blah, 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 yada, yada. But then when you really dig deeper and you get to know them a little while longer, you get to see that they're toxic, that they have something sociopathic about them, psychopathic about them, narcissist. You know what I'm saying? Narcissist, all that stuff. What about no demonic possession? What's that like? Like not moving towards the negative, the evilness, the darkness, the trauma side of possession, not moving towards the materialistic, psychopathic, gotta look good, luxury, opulence at the expense of other people's pain and misery side. How about somewhere in the middle of neutrality, of saying, I just want to be pure light. I want to study myself. I want to know myself better. As they say, know thyself. I want to know myself better. I want to walk in my purpose. I want to help other people. I want to uplift other people. I want to be the one to spark a positive change in someone. I want to know that I've left a great legacy behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, not for the self gain, you know, for the vain, for the vanity, for the arrogance or anything like this, but that when people think of your name or think of my name, they'd be like, wow, you know, that girl, we thought she was a lost cause. You know, that girl, we thought she was fucked up, man. She did some really fucked up things, but like, wow, she really turned that shit around, man. She really turned up and turned out. Do you see how much people she helped? Did you hear about how much money she donated to that organization? Do you know she's got a foundation now? Like, who knew, right? So demonic possession on the evil side, demonic possession on the positive side, being that divine light, that being that vessel, that conduit for the most high, like the pleroma, the all creator. Like, what does that feel like? What does that look like? Do I have to have some kind of entity to inhabit my body in order for me to walk and navigate this earth? Is necessary. Like, do I have to channel some angel, some demon, some god, some deity, some goddess? Do I have to do all of that? Or do I just focus on the pleroma, on the highest of all there is? You know, these are things to ponder. See, I can't give you the answer because even I don't know. I mean, you have to do what feels right for you. I mean, like, I know that I've tried to channel gods and deities and all these kinds of things. But at the end of it all, at the end of the day, at the end of the line, at the end of life, what will be the everlasting effect from that? Right? I mean, like did I really do my best to achieve the highest, not for only my body and my physical and material wants and needs, but for my mind and for my spirit and for my soul? Those things cannot be erased or canceled out because they exist. Yeah, man. Facing the demons, one after the other. Call them out by name. Hey, you, fat ass. Yeah, demon, I'm talking to you, you fat ass. I know you like to eat all that junk food and smoke all those cigarettes and sit on your ass all day, but you know what? I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm not going to buy any more junk food. You know, call them out one by one. Hey, you, low self-esteem, dirty mother, bleep, bleep. I see you. Got me all fucked up, man, thinking that I'm not worth anything, that I'm useless, that I have no purpose here. The most high divine my creator, my programmer, my designer created me to be here and to be a representation of that divine light. And you can't tell me nothing. Know what I'm saying, people? See, these are the daily processes that one should go through, that I'm going through, because when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. So what's up? Oh, people. Okay, so that's it for me on this second topic of demonic possession. What does it feel like? What does it look like? And what if there was, what if we chose no demonic possession at all? I'm not going to allow anything to inhabit this vessel except for pure divine light and wisdom. Light and wisdom. How about water? Water's everywhere. That's pretty much like the all, right? Only the purest things from my vessel from this point onward, moving forward, 2021 and beyond. So that no matter what happens, party people, no matter what goes down in any space-time continuum, timeline, dimension, anywhere, you're gonna be all right. Because you got your mind on lock, you got your spirit on lock, and your body is right in tow. You're complete, you're whole, you're rounded, because you are that divine light, pure connection to the pleroma, to the all, to the one that sits at the top, the pinnacle, the summit, the apex. And with that, I send you all lots of big hugs in this age of social distancing and isolation, which is partly over, but we've felt the effects of having to spend time with ourselves since almost 2 years now. Now, yeah. Okay. Anyway, have a great one. And if you like this video, if you felt something from it that gave you a boost, something positive, something motivating, yeah, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, share your thoughts with me, and I'll be back soon with another video. Take care. Ciao.